With township residents as a potential facilities only customer, this undertaking would be cost prohibitive to say the least. I am a water customer and I do want to experience water rate. I do not want to experience water rate increases. We must, however, have a clear vision of future. In 4 short years, the bonded debt of the construction of our water system will be paid in full, thereby eliminating the debt retirement charges and reducing customers' costs. We have to ask ourselves if we would be willing to take on a treatment center and a water tower construction debt, and to what extent the rates of increase would be necessary to fund the operation and maintenance of this facility. The 20% increase from DWSD was not passed on to Burtchville Township water consumers this year. The board has absorbed the increase and reduced the burden of the customer during these difficult economic times. However, our customers have a responsibility to keeping the rates as low as well. Burtchville Township has taken measures to ensure the best water rates available to our customers by entering into a 30-year contract with DWSD. The longer the contract, the lower the rates. Our rates are also based on the estimation of use during peak hours. When utilizing exceeds estimation costs increase. Much effort has been put forth to educate customers on the importance of performing high utilization activities during off-peak hours. If the township does not exceed in the set use of peak hours for a period of 2 years, we can petition DWSD for a rate reduction, which could conceivably eliminate the 20% increase. We will not succeed without the cooperation of our customers. I thank you for your interest in exploring these topics. Ideas and input are always welcome. Burtchville Township officials have explored obtaining water from neighboring communities, which did prove to be cost prohibitive, and until approval is obtained on the ground is broken for the Genesee connection, the option cannot be investigated to the extent necessary to determine the full cost. Pardon me. As that project progresses, further attention will be directed to determine the viability. Pardon me. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us. That was the letter. I just wanted to make everybody aware of what, where we stand with that project. Excuse me.
Do you want a motion for that letter, or just?
I think we should put it in the minutes of motion instead of letter. If everybody approves.
I'll make a motion to approve that letter.
I'll second. Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
You're the water.
He's gonna, it's not helping.
It's not doing it.
It's not doing it.
It's raw water.
He's gonna
It's not Detroit water.
We have a motion and a second to send this letter to Mr. and Mrs. Pelletier. Are there any other statements or questions? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Well,
Anything else, Dusty?
Well, I had looked into some costs for a treatment plant up in the air, just rough figures. We're going to be around $4 million to get a plant up and running and everything else if we were to tie into that at this time.
at this time. Is that's with the plant and a tower?
That's for the plant and with the tower.
Yeah.
I think our whole system was, the original system was $5 million.
And we have a $500,000 investment with our meter pit and pressure reducing pit over there at DWSD also. Do we walk away from that and build a brand new one over here on this side of town?
Well, in my whole deal is too, this all sounds good, but it isn't in the ground yet, and it is
No, it's
potable
not.
water to begin with, so, I don't,
Well, I liked how he talked about Detroit.
I mean, we've sure
where it's
investigated
the
it.
same.
The other thing, the reason that the peak hours, when we use, we're paying them for water storage, rather than have a
Correct.
water tower that we have to maintain here. And it would never, the 20% increase would never compare to the cost of maintaining a
That's
water tower.
correct, that's correct.
We looked at all of that, we looked at buying water from Lexington years ago.
Yes.
BMJ's done a whole bunch of studies and everything.
Well, the board has discussed all these options, we have looked into these things, we just wanted the people to know that we are doing these things.
Well, my first instinct was to answer the letter and read a reaction, but that isn't really the way to go about that either, you know, I mean, this
Not
is
the
a
newspaper.
personal letter to us, and investigating, wanting us to look at it, but, you know, it was quite clear that the understanding of what it entailed, you know, didn't have a full understanding of what was going on, so, anyway.
And the other thing with Detroit Water, the one thing he mentioned in there about corruption and all that stuff, that's all been changed in the last 3 or 4 years, that structuring, where we actually have a vote now, where we
That
never
is
used to
correct,
have.
yes, the
You know, and
customers
many
of
hours
the
and all that
cities
stuff, Yeah.
actually have a say in what is going on. When Mike and I went down to their little one.
We've been in front of that.
Yeah,
board,
we've
so
been in
we
front
know-
of them before.
We know what.
When we don't want to do it
Yeah,
again.
and that's why we're trying to keep our rates as low as we possibly can, because it was almost like,
We were on
before the
trial.
Supreme Court, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Let's see. Jane,
We still have a question. Michelle had called you about the matter of having, using the hall to have a Zumba class, and I don't know if you ever made any determination on that. It's basically a dance and exercise class, and of course, the library system pays the fee for the woman who does the class. Your concern, I think, was something with structurally with the hall.
well, you know, we're gonna be,
When is that class gonna be, in the summer or in the fall?
well,
I'm thinking like September, October. It wasn't for the summer quarter, it
As long
was
as
for the
it's
fall
not
quarter.
before October, we're probably gonna be safe with it.
well, I just haven't had a chance to talk to anybody about it, that's all, because I didn't know what's gonna, you know, what's gonna.
We're definitely gonna do some,
We're gonna do some renovations over there
we're
too.
gonna do some work underneath on the foundation
Okay.
itself to make it a.
Make it sturdier for the Zumba?
And I told her at the time, I had no problems, but I wanted to check with the rest of the board members, so.
Okay, yeah. She's not expecting that this will be, you know, like 30 or 40 people. She'll be
There wouldn't be enough
delighted.
room.
Yeah, she would be delighted if she sees 10 or 12, so it's not like you're having a whole physical education class or something.
Is that
but
just once a week, or,
Over a course of several weeks, yes.
but it's only once a week, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
once a
if it was scheduled, is it something that they could do here if for some reason we were,
That I don't,
you know, just
That
for
I
a week
don't
or so,
know,
just
you
to.
know. Right. I
Just if
see
we
what you're
didn't
saying.
feel,
If
you know,
you were
if it's
working
under
there,
construction and
could
we
it
didn't
be-
feel that we
could it be
want
done
that.
They could come in here and do it, in,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
move the chairs out of the way and they could do it in here, I mean.
7 o'clock Monday night.
I'd say it rough. But no, I have no.
Okay,
You know, and I told her that originally, I didn't.
okay.
They used to do square dancing in there, probably 20 years ago.
But I would give it our blessing that she can go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, because she has,
Is that,
she has had a few people who are very excited by the possibility. Some of the other library branches do offer it as a program, and she's had some interest, and so, since our program attendance tends to be kind of small, when she finds a program people have an interest in, she's always excited, even if it's only
well,
half a
it's
dozen or a dozen
It
people.
gives people something to look forward to doing, you know. It's a good program. Okay. Moving on to unfinished business, chapel restoration project. Cindy, do you want to give us some?
Well, I wasn't there today, but I can tell you from Gary's report that they were there, and he said, good thing they had the tractor, because they dug out all the stuff behind where the steps are, and Jim was going to get the wood costs and ordered, and seems like that it'll maybe here on Wednesday and they'll be back working.
So they're gonna do the stairs in the back.
They're working on the stairs in the back,
Well, that'll be good.
and
Ice cream social.
ice cream social
1 to
is
3.
This
1 to
comes-
3 on this Sunday at the chapel. And there was one concern that Jim brought up at the meeting last week, and that was, one day he went in there, and it was real foggy and misty that, real humid that morning, and there was water on one window, on the sill, down the wall, and on the carpet. And it was like, that building isn't that airtight, that, the difference in,
Was it condensation from the storm windows they put up?
well, and that's, that was our first thought, but it was only one window.
Well, they
And
could have a
it's-
slight leak in there, and they get a little leak in there and get it,
And he wiped it up, and that was the end of it. I didn't,
never happened again?
no,
No, so I wouldn't worry
No.
about that. It's probably a bizarre incident that took place.
it was,
Oh, we'll keep an eye
Difference
on it, and make sure that it was, that's what rounded them up to begin with. Okay, moving on to our building codes. Al, do you want to take that over?
Yep, should be in your packet. First thing under unfinished business.
it is.
Oh. Yeah.
Can I ask you what the changes are, if you know? I mean, I assume you know.
Not exactly, not off the top of my head. It just,
I mean, was,
it's basically to get us in compliance
Compliance.
with the new codes that we're using. 'Cause
okay,
To the
It
state
hasn't been,
definition.
updated,
updated for
Okay.
a few years. so.
okay,
Because they update the codes, I mean, you have to go through the old one. there's no way to do that.
okay.
So this is supposed to cover us,
Okay.
to keep our instructions.
Okay,
So I move that we adopt this.
Support?
we have a motion to adopt and support. Any questions? I would ask for a roll call vote, please.
Mr. Bartlett?
Yes.
Mr. Flansner?
Yes.
Mrs. Minnie?
Yes,
Mr. Apple?
Yes.
Just like, this has to be published in the paper, then it'll take effect July 28th.
You got it, got it. You want my copy?
Okay.
You'll take care of the rest of it, right? Thanks.
Okay, proposal for restoring Old Township Hall.
I think we just need to table that part of it, it's, the same one that Carolyn had.
Yeah, it's the same proposal.
I mean, unless somebody knows them, I don't want to discuss that a little bit.
Well, and I would really like to have that foundation and stuff all taken care
Yeah,
of before
that's-
we go in there and see where we're gonna stand before we start putting a bunch of money into the hall. Is that, fair with everybody to just table that till the next meeting?
Yep.
Okay. Ruth will table that.
the only thing that I need to say is that if, you gotta get, either, if we haven't got the building ready for August, we have to find someplace to hold, because that's where the election is.
Oh, it's building. There's no reason that there can't be election there right now, the way the building is.
Right, but if we're in the middle of
Yeah, no, we're gonna work around that.
tearing it down and,
Hopefully, we can get the bids on the demolition, and we can get it, the building tore off, and then hopefully, what I foresee anyhow is the foundation work, getting the building underpinned and getting dug out underneath there and getting the new foundation in, in August, first part of September, so that it's all back together for the general election. So,
Okay.
And
Well, we
then,
do have the primary that has to be there.
yeah, in August.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we won't touch the foundation until after the primary. I don't,
No,
I
that
think,
wouldn't make
I
any
think
sense to do
if we
that.
can get the DPW building, that the stuff tore off, it needs to be tore off, and then we can get a better look at it, and we can get prices on the foundation.
Well,
I had, Todd was down last Monday, to ask you if you wanted to raise the chapel for him. He's looked at it, and he's